In a previous video, I had modeled this science sort of lab room or whatever it was, and I'd done the hole and the stairs and this stuff, and then I went on and I did the bookcase here and the table with the alien DNA and the chair and the bed. And I brought them all in together, sort of building up this scene. And I want to do a little walkie talkie that I'd stand up here or something like that. I'm going to do this really old school and break some rules and stuff like that. So I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to start a new collection here and try to stay a bit more organized. I'm going to call this Walkie Talkie, and we're going to do that right there. I am going to toggle the visibility for just that. Nothing there right now. Let's just go ahead and do this. Okay, so we got that. Do we have screencast keys on? Yes, no, maybe so. Rotate X90. And look from the front. I'll bring this up. Okay, so let's do this. Let's scale this in the X. It's going to be pretty small, so let's start with that right there. That's good enough. Okay, so I'm going to hit E to extrude and bring it out. And I'm going to Shift Alt and click these edges. I'm in edge selection there. Number 2 gets you there. I'm going to take these and I'm going to go Control B and I'm going to hit bevel. And I'm going to roll my mouse up, give it a bunch of segments. I'm not going to use subdivision surface on this. And here we go. N-gons. I'm going to do the same thing here. Control B. Same number of segments is going to be fine. And that's my basic case right there. Bring an edge loop in here to about there. And I hit number 3 to go to face selection. I'm going to select that bottom face. And actually, before I do that, I think I'll give it a bit more thickness. Scale this in the Y. Now it's debatable if I want to do this part. I was thinking of, I'm hitting Control, I'm holding Control, I'm hitting plus, I'm coming up to there. I think I'm going to hit E and Alt S and pull it in a little bit, like that. And then I'm going to go 2 for edge selection. I'm going to Shift Alt and click and get that edge underneath. I'm going to pull it down like that. No, I think it's too wide. Scale on the X. Okay, now I'm going to put something on here. I don't know that I want it together as one piece. Let's try that first. Let's hit I to inset. Pull it in a ways. E to extrude. Pull it out a ways, and then let's scale this in the Z and scale this in the X and see if I'm going to like it that way. That'll give me these sharp edges, which I don't necessarily want. I'm just doing this real simple, so we're not really worrying about our topology here, which maybe isn't good practice, but it's going to be so small. If I just bevel these, that could end up looking all right. If I'm even concerned about that, you know, from there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some booleans on this. So I'll select that face in face selection, and I'll go Shift S cursor to select it. I'll bring my 3D cursor there, and then I'm going to bring in another plane. Let's go in edit mode and rotate X90 and scale it down. Scale in the X, and then make those little indentations there. Scale in the Z and bring it up. and I'll array this down. So let's hit 1 to go into vertex selection. All those vertices selected. Let's go Shift Control B to bevel and give it a nice rounding like that. I'm going to use this as a cutting tool, so let's give it some thickness. E to extrude. Let's come out like that. So I'd have that piece. I'm basically going to push that in there. All right. So I'm going to look in front view. I'll just set the origin of geometry just so it's right there. I'm going to go to Add Modifier Array in the Z, and I'm going to make it negative. Put X to 0. And just increase the count. Let's see. They put 5 of them there. They're already in. I'll click Apply. Okay, so I'm going to do a Boolean. So I'm going to select the main body here. Add modifier Boolean. I'm going to leave it on difference with the eyedropper. I'm going to select those. And click Apply. Select them and just hit H to hide them. Now, I do have matte cap on with cavity. I've turned off outline, so I can see some stuff, but I need to do some work on this. So I like that. I think so. I'm going to go Alt H and bring these back and delete them. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here, and in face selection number 3, I'm going to select all of these faces. I'm holding down Shift, and I'm going to scale in the X. And hold down Shift so it doesn't go too much. That'll catch a little bit more light that way. All right. I'm going to go back in, but I also want to scale them in the Z. And if I just do this while I'm in median point here, the default, watch what'll happen. Scale in the Z, it'll all go weird. So I'm going to switch over here to individual origins, and that'll allow me to scale these in the Z independently. So I'm going to go SZ and watch this. And you can see they all do that. Okay, so I just wanted to do that. I'm not quite done. I can switch back now to median point. Let's not forget to do that. I'm going to come back in, and I am going to, in edge selection, I press 2 to get to there. I'm going to hold Shift and Alt, and I'm going to click this outer edge. Get that. So the topology is not looking very nice, but this is going to be just fine for my purposes. And it's quick and it's easy. So I'm selecting all the outside edges just like that. Okay. I'm going to turn so I can see nicely. I'm going to go Control B, and I'm going to bevel. Hold down Shift. Now I've got a little bit of a problem. I'm going to select it all, and I'm going to go Alt N. Make sure all my polys are what did I do there? Oh, let me calculate it outside. I'm going to go back in, and I'm going to do that again. And hope that corrected any problems. Okay, here we go again. Control B, hold down Shift. I just want a little bit of a bevel like that, and that's going to catch even a bit more light. All right. So do that. Let's leave that for the moment. Let's come over and put. I'm going to put a button here, and I'm going to put a couple buttons over there. So in face selection, I'm going to select that face, Shift S, and bring my 3D cursor there. I'm going to bring in another plane. I'm going to rotate Y 90 this time and scale it down. I want a nice big button, so I'm going to scale in the Z. Big button over there. All right, let's round this. So 1 for vertex selection and Shift Control B to bevel. I'm going to go with the same number of vertices. That's fine. Use this as a cutting tool for a Boolean, so I'll give it some thickness. Come out in the X, just like that. Push it in. Make an indentation, and then we'll do the button. Okay. So with that done, select the main body. Boolean, difference, eyedropper, select this, and apply. Now let's not get rid of this. Let's just hide it. And look, now as you can see, it's a little hard to see. Yeah, let's do the same trick. I'm going to come in, and in face selection, I'm going to select that. I'm just in median point for this. Scale in the Z. Okay. And scale in the Y. Hold down Shift if need be. Give a little bit of sort of angling on that. And we'll try the same thing on the outside. Shift Alt and click the edge. Might take 2. Make sure that these edges aren't selected and everything else is. Let's go Control B, hold down Shift, give it some of that kind of stuff. Now, did that go funny? That went a little bit funny here, so let's Control Z, let's get out of that. And let's select everything, and let's Alt N, recalculate outside. Alt M, merge by distance, try it again. I'll look up here, Control B, just a little bit. That's good enough. Okay. Alright, now Shift H to bring back my, or Alt H was it? Alt H to bring back my button. I'm going to select the button. A to select it all. And look 3 from the side, and I'm going to make it a bit smaller. Scale this in the Y. Hold down Shift just so I can see it. Scale in the Z a little bit. And we will take this top face here and we'll bevel that. So Control B, hold down Shift. I don't maybe need that many segments. And we'll do that. I'll push it in a little bit. You're not even going to see the indent from where I am, but there's a button. In fact, maybe I'll have it come out a little bit more. I suppose if I wanted to, I could take this face and I could Control plus a few times till I get to the end of my bevel to about there. And I could scale this in the Z, hold down Shift, and scale in the Y if you wanted that effect. Felt it looked a bit better, tapered, whatever. Alright, let's put something on there. Let's go bring in another plane. We do the same kind of thing. Rotate Y 90. I'll bring it out. I'll scale it way down. Put some kind of grips on this button. I don't think you call them grips, but I'll scale the Y a bit more, and in the Z quite a bit. I'll do them there. You'll see what I'm getting at in a minute. 1 for vertex bevel. Let's select this, give it a bit of thickness. Let's actually delete that face with all that selected. And then select it all and rotate it around. Rotate Y 180 so it's facing back, so I got rid of some faces. Wow, fantastic. Alright, I'm not getting rid of many. Shift Alt and click that edge and Control B to bevel. Okay. So I got that piece not very rounded. Set the origin of geometry on that guy, bring it up. Okay. And let's array this in the Z, going down. Not in the X though, 0 for that, and just increase the count until we are happy. Doesn't catch a lot of light, so what I might do is I might come in, select that face, Control plus to the edge of my bevel. Let's scale these in the Y and in the Z. That'll do it for all of them. That may be a little bit better. Alright, I'm going to apply that, and I'm going to take this and then this, and I'm going to Control J to join them. That's now a piece of that. Alright, let's come over to the other side. Select that face and bring the 3D cursor there. Bring in another plane and do the same thing on this side. Rotate Y 90. I'll make 2 small buttons. Okay, Control 3 is that side there. 1 for vertex selection. Shift Control B. Bevel like this. I'm going to put 1 more, so I have 5 vertices in there. Hit the period key to focus on that. E to extrude, give it some thickness, push it in You can see how far in it's gone there. It's fine with me. Okay, there it is. I'm going to just copy it, Shift D, duplicate it down, select both of them, and Control J. Okay, time for another Boolean. On the main body, difference, eyedropper, this guy, apply, hide them, don't get rid of them. Okay, we're going to do a similar thing here. I'm going to come in, and in face selection, number 3, select both of those faces. I can scale in the Y, hold down Shift if need be. Now to scale in the Z, I'm going to go back to individual origins, scale in the Z because I'm doing 2 of them. I get that effect. I can stay in individual origins. Number 2 for edge selection, Shift Alt and click that edge and that edge, this edge and this edge, Shift and Alt. Okay, and let's try a bevel here. Control B and pull. No, we're having some problems. I can see it's going all weird. See that kind of thing? So I select it all. I'm going to go Alt N, normals, recalculate outside. It has made a change, so I saw that happen in real time, or whatever you call it. So I'm going to try that again. It's looking better. A bit of a bevel there, like that. Alt H to bring back the buttons. I am still in individual origins, which is good because I want to now scale these buttons. I'm just going to hit S and they're going to scale independently. So I'm going to do that kind of thing. And then I'm going to select this face and this face. I'm going to bevel, Control B, pull, do that. Okay, so I've got 2 buttons there. Now, whether or not we want to angle these, we could if we wanted to. Select both of those faces and Control plus to outside to the end of my bevel. And I can just hit S. I can try that and hold Shift. It'll kind of make them do that. It's not even going to be noticeable though. Alright, so it's really easy. Alright, good, good, good. Now, I want to do something here, something small. So I'm going to select that face. I'm going to Shift D this time, take it out, and I'm going to hit S to scale, and I'm going to go P, and I'm going to separate by selection. That gives me that piece as a separate object. And set the origin of geometry on that. Look from the front, select it, and move it down. Scale this in the Z. I just want a little indentation right there. Hit E to extrude. I'm going to come back, select it, push it in. But I want to round this more. So I'm going to select that edge and this edge, and this edge. Control B, bevel, like this. But I'm going to select this whole thing and go Alt N, recalculate outside, because I could tell my polys were flipped and it wasn't looking very nice. I'll set the origin of geometry on this. And I just want to push that in. It's going to have an indentation there. I don't know why, just because. Boolean difference. This guy, apply. I'm going to get rid of that. I want that. And if I don't want it as deep, I can grab that face and pull it out a bit. I'm going to switch back to median point, by the way. I'm going to hit scale in the X, pull it in. Scale in the Z, pull it down. I might do that again. Scale in the Z. Alright, I'm going to grab this edge, Shift Alt and click. I hit number 2 to go into edge selection. Try a bevel right here. That's working out okay. That's it. I just wanted that. Okay, let's do the antennas and knobs and stuff. And let's select this top face. No, I don't think I need to punch holes in this. So let's just bring the cursor there. And I'm going to go Shift A, Mesh, Circle, and I'll go for, I'll do 22. Maybe it's too much. I'm going to scale. I want to make the big antenna first. I'm going to hit 7 to look from the top. Push it down and make it that big. Look from the front. Okay. I'm going to hit E to extrude, and I'm going to come up. This is just my design for an antenna. I'm going to hit E to extrude again, come up again, and I'm going to hit S to scale and bring it in, down a bit. Do whatever you want here. Maybe scale it out a bit more. E to extrude and come up a nice ways. And I'm going to hit S to scale, bring it in. And then I hit E to extrude. I'm going to scale out and pull it up. E, come up straight. E, S. And I think I'll hit E and S. And I'm just going to grid fill. Alright, that's not going to look very good like that. So what we're going to do is for this one, I'm going to go Control 1, try one subdivision, and right click Shade Smooth, and come back in and throw in some edge loops. Down like this, up like this. Have a look at that so far. Okay. I'm going to bring an edge loop up here, and I'm going to bring one down here. Sharpen that up. And I'm going to bring another one in here. We'll have that kind of thing. And over here, I'm going to come back up, and I'm going to bring an edge loop down there. And then I'm not quite done here yet, so I'm going to throw in a couple, maybe 3 edge loops. Shift Alt and click each of these. Shift Alt and click that one, and that one. Okay, and then I'm going to go Control B, and I'm going to pull and scroll my mouse wheel and make a nice big space back to 0. So I get this. I'm going to hit E, Alt S, and I'm going to push to pull those in. And then I'm going to put an edge loop here, and I'm going to put one on each side of these, and one here. Let's see if that's enough. And that's what I want to do. All right, so there's my first, my only antenna, and I'm going to make some knobs here. And instead of bringing in new circles, I'm just going to go into this, Shift Alt and click a circle that I like. Make sure nothing else is selected. So, you know, any of them. Let's take that one. Shift D and pull it out. But it's still part of this object, so I'm going to go P, separate by selection, go back into object mode, and select just that, and set the origin to that. So now I have a new object there. This one I want to make a bit smaller, so I'm just going to go S to scale, look from the front, and pull it down a bit. This one's going to have a stock on it. Well, they both will, but so let's just go ahead and hit E to extrude. I'm going to come up. And let's see what we want to do for this. I'll just come up straight like that. And then I'll go E and S, so come in. We'll come down now. E and push down. And then I can just go grid fill after that. Now this has got a subdivision surface that I inherited from this, and I need that. So I'm going to bring an edge loop up near the top and near the bottom. Not all the way though. I'm going to do something here. So let's have a look at this. We can go ahead and shade smooth. And let's bring an edge loop down here. Push. And we'll bring an edge loop over here. And we'll bring an edge loop over here. We'll have this kind of a thing. Now I'm going to Shift H, Shift H just to isolate that. And I'm going to Shift Alt and click that edge loop. E and S, scaling quite a bit. I'm going to make a little stem for this. E and come down, and I'll put an edge loop. Not that this will ever be seen. I may just leave it like that. Doesn't look very good, but just like, you know, it'll create a bit of a shadow there. And then I'll just come back in here. I'm not going to worry about that shading yet, so I'm going to do something. 3 for face selection. Shift Alt and click to get all those polys there. I'm going to indent, but I'm going to do it twice. I'm going to hit I, and I'm going to pull my mouse in and get these separate sort of squares like that. Keep them selected. Go E and Alt S and pull to pull them out a little bit. Don't go too crazy. Just like that. And then with them selected, Control R, and edge loop, slide it up near the top and near the bottom, not right at the top or right at the bottom. And I'll get that sort of dial-like thing. And I think that's going to be a bit too big, so I'm going to just scale the whole thing globally down. And sort of push it in. And I'm going to take this actually and copy it. And I'm going to make it a smaller version like this. That's not too much smaller. Maybe it was a little bit too small. And then I'm going to look from, let's say, look from the side. Doesn't really matter. And I see that I got this one here nicely centered. So I'm going to select that face and then above and below it. So I got all these faces that are facing me, sort of. Hit the period key to focus on that. And I am just going to pull this out like that. Always. And I'm going to scale this in the Z like this. And I'm going to take an edge loop and I'm going to push it back here. And I think I'll push one out here. So I get a bit of a turning kind of a knob. And yeah. They don't have to be any more detailed than that. It doesn't have to stay that way. I might rotate the Z and just do something like that. These also don't have to be in the exact right position, and I want to put something on there. Now, you're never going to see any indent if I was to make a little hole in there, so I don't think I will. However, for the little power light, I will. So I'm going to steal a circle from this, actually. I'm going to pull it out to there and break it out so it's its own object. Select it. Set the origin of geometry. Select it and scale it smaller. Hit 7, and I'm going to put a power light right about there. Okay, I do want to make an indentation, so I'll be doing a boolean. So with that selected, I'm going to hit F to make a face, E to extrude, and bring it up. I don't need the subdivision surface. Turn that off. Select it all, Alt N, recalculate outside. My polys were flipped. My origin's over there. With that object selected, do that. Okay, I'm going to take this and I'm going to push it in. Okay, on my main body, I'm going to add Boolean difference with the eyedropper. Select that, apply, hide this, but don't get rid of it. I'm going to use it. So I have another indent. So let's come in face selection, grab that, and just S to scale. In edge selection, number 2, Shift Alt and click that edge and that edge, and let us see if we can bevel. Control B, pull, roll my mouse wheel up a bit so I get a few segments. I can. Good. Alt H to bring that back. Take this guy. I'm going to scale this in the Z a bit. And let's bevel the top. Shift Alt and click, and I'm going to do quite a big bevel like that. That's it. Push it down so you can see a bit of a, you can see that, and you can also see the indentation. Now I can take this and right click and shade smooth on that. Alright, so we got that. I might want it up a little bit. Geez, what else? Is it really worth doing anything else? Let's not isolate it anymore. And let's just select it all. And imagine it down here. We obviously don't want it that big. So I'm just going to scale this in object mode. That's about this. That's about the size of it. And that, I think, is going to be just enough. Maybe I'll use it a couple times. All right, and that's what we got so far. Let's have a look at that shot. Now there was something else I was going to do. I was going to put. I'll just do it for the heck of it. Just to blow some more polys. All right, the one last thing I was thinking of doing was this. I am going to just bring in another circle. I'll go for 18. This really wastes a lot of polys. And where did that go? Okay, over there. Scale it way down. Rotate X90. I probably should be making like normal maps for this, or just bump maps, whatever. I'm gonna bring it into this area here for like the speakers, or speaker, or whatever. I press F to make a face on that, and E to extrude. Okay, what happened here? There was no face, so go to edit mode, F to make a face, E to extrude. Did I come out straight? I don't think I did. Well, maybe I did. Okay, I guess I did. Push that in. Yeah. This is overkill for sure. Okay, I'm gonna hit array in the X. Give myself some space. Let's go for 11. Shift D to copy that down to there. Shift D. You can't see them, but they're there. Shift D. Shift D. Say I select them all. Control J and apply. Now, this is really wasteful here. I'm not sure I care that much. 13,000. Select the main body, Boolean difference. Select those. Apply. 15,000. Okay. Now, let's go in, and I am going to actually, I'm going to try select similar polygon sides. Yeah, that worked well. I'm going to go into individual origins, and I'm going to hit S to scale and do them all at the same time. Let's try, that's all I'm probably going to do actually for that. Okay, so let's bring back everything else. There we go. And you'll never even see those. Leave it all the same. That's fine. From a distance, I'm not going to see that at all, as you can tell. All right, so there's my room so far with a little walkie talkie. We're getting up in vertices. That's okay. Cool. All right. Thanks for watching.